Chapter 21. One kick sends flying. Upon hearing Ke's words, Wu Hui was taken aback, his face filled with surprise. He asked, "Have you also reached the profound stage?" Wu Hui was astonished because he had never seen Ke practice before. So how did she reach the profound stage? "Yes, I've already reached the second level of the profound stage. Father asked me to come to the martial skill pavilion to learn a martial technique and enhance my strength," Ke said with a smile. "But I'm not interested in all this fighting and killing. I haven't practiced much, yet somehow I reached the second level of the profound stage." Upon hearing Ke's words, Wu Hui rubbed his forehead, feeling greatly discouraged. Ke had reached the second level of the profound stage without much practice, while he, on the other hand, was still struggling. Moreover, Ke was only 13 years old. "It seems like Ke is the most talented one in the Wu family," Wu Hui reproached himself. He had never seen Ke practice and knew she wasn't interested in it. He didn't expect her talent to be so extraordinary. If the family could nurture Ke, she would be much stronger than Wu Zijun. "Ha ha, isn't this the waste? Why are you here at the martial skill pavilion again? Do you want to come in?" "Unfortunately, TSK. A mocking voice suddenly sounded behind Wu Hui. Without turning around, Wu Hui already knew who it was. "Wu Yong, I can't believe you're still so insolent in front of me. Have you forgotten about my fist?" Wu Hui turned his head, a cold smile appearing on his face as he locked eyes with the person. The person was none other than Wu Yong. He had been leering at Ke all along. Behind Wu Yong stood another person, around 17 or 18 years old, taller than Wu Yong by half a head. His face was pale, with a hooked nose and thin lips, giving off a mean vibe. Wu Yong showed a hint of reverence in his expression when facing this person. Wu Hui's words caused Wu Yong's face to slightly change, as his fist still throbbed with pain. However, now that his cousin, Wu Kai, who had reached the third level of the profound stage, was present, he was determined to teach Wu Hui a lesson and make him realize his current status. Upon hearing Wu Yong's words, Wu Kai didn't even spare a glance at Wu Hui but turned to Wu Yong and calmly said, "Wu Yong, I hate to say it, but your talent is really nothing special. You have already reached the first level of the profound stage. Do I have to step in and teach a worthless person who hasn't even broken through?" "My brother is not worthless, don't talk nonsense." Ke, who was standing nearby, protested anxiously. "My brother has already." At that moment, Wu Hui tugged at Ke's sleeve, signaling her quietly and shaking his head. It was pointless to argue with these people, just a waste of breath. Wu Kai let out a disdainful snort in response to Wu Hui's words. With an arrogant expression, he turned and walked into the martial skill pavilion. Wu Yong hurriedly followed, but not before giving Wu Hui a mocking glance. The martial skill pavilion was off limits to anyone below the profound stage. Only those with a cultivation level of the profound stage or above had the ability to learn martial skills. The guardian of the martial skills pavilion is none other than Wu Qinling, the second elder of the Wu family. He is known as Iron-Faced Impartial and has reached the second level of the heavenly realm in his cultivation. In the past, some younger disciples who were curious about the martial skills pavilion sneaked in secretly. If caught by Wu Qinling, they would receive a severe lesson and some even ended up bedridden for months. After a few incidents, the younger disciples, no matter how curious they were, dared not step into the martial skills pavilion anymore. At most, they would stand at the entrance and gaze inside, just like Wu Hui did before. As Wu Yong's footsteps just entered the martial skills pavilion, Wu Hui lifted his foot and landed it with a crisp sound. Hearing the noise, Wu Yong turned around, his face displaying a cold smile, thinking to himself, "You're just putting on a show. Let's see if you dare to enter the martial skills pavilion. It would be best if you do, so that the second elder can kick you out again." Wu Yong knew that Wu Qinling preferred to discipline intruders with kicks. If it was serious enough, it could lead to bone and tendon injuries. Without stopping his steps, Wu Hui walked past Wu Yong and directly entered the martial skills pavilion. "Ha! You really dared to come in. Wu Yong's face brightened when he saw Wu Hui actually entering. He hurriedly looked around to locate Wu Qinling. In the center of the first-floor hall of the martial skills pavilion, there was a large table, and behind it was a hunched figure dozing off. Upon seeing the elder, Wu Yong grabbed Wu Hui's sleeve to prevent him from retreating and shouted loudly, second elder, quickly wake up. There's someone who sneaked in here." At this moment, on the first-floor hall, there were 5 or 6 disciples searching for martial skills in front of the skill racks. When they heard Wu Yong's voice, they turned their heads towards him. Wu Kai was preparing to find the martial skill he needed, but his expression changed when he heard Wu Yong's sudden outburst. He thought to himself, "Oh no, how could my cousin dare to make such a ruckus in the martial skills pavilion? This is a taboo in the pavilion, and the punishment he'll receive won't be any less severe than those who sneaked in." Wu Kai was about to remind Wu Yong when someone stood in his way. "Ah, Wu Zijuan, it's you." Wu Kai's expression became uncertain when he saw the person blocking his path. Wu Zijuan was a standout among the younger generation of the Wu family, 2 years younger than Wu Kai but already reaching the 5th level of the profound realm. He had the potential to reach the innate realm in the future. Moreover, Wu Zijuan's father, Wu Haiyun, was a heavenly realm powerhouse, and there were rumors that he would soon become the head of the Wu family. "Wu Kai, let me advise you, don't provoke Wu Hui." Wu Zijuan looked at Wu Hui with a hint of envy and resentment. He didn't expect Wu Hui to have such a stroke of luck and awaken his secondary fire attribute. Even without his father's warning, Wu Zijuan knew he couldn't afford to offend Wu Hui in the future. However, deep down, he still looked down on Wu Hui. In a world where strength was paramount, Wu Zijuan was destined to become superior to the innate level, while Wu Hui would be reduced to a mere alchemy tool for the family. He could respect him, but it didn't mean he respected him. "What? Don't provoke Wu Hui." Wu Kai was surprised by Wu Zijuan's words. Wasn't Wu Zijuan the one who used to humiliate Wu Hui the most? Even Wu Yong, his cousin, belonged to the same group as Wu Zijuan. Why was he advising others not to provoke Wu Hui? Before Wu Kai could figure it out, Elder Wu Qinling, who had been dozing off all this time, finally woke up due to Wu Yong's loud disturbance. By now, Wu Yong had half-dragged Wu Hui to stand before Wu Qinling. As Wu Qinling woke up, the first person he saw was Wu Hui. A kind smile appeared on his face as he nodded slightly. But when he turned to Wu Yong, his expression changed, and his gaze filled with anger. "Who was making a ruckus in the hall just now?" His voice was like thunder, roaring like a lion. "Ah, it's you." "No, it was me." "Ah, no." Hearing Wu Qingling's thunderous voice, Wu Yong's thoughts became chaotic. Wasn't Wu Qinling supposed to be concerned about those who hadn't reached the profound realm and sneaked into the martial skills pavilion? What you and me? Disturbing this old man's peaceful dream, making a loud commotion in the martial skills pavilion, get lost. Wu Qingling's large hand grabbed Wu Yong's shoulder and lifted him up. Wu Yong screamed, flailing his arms and legs, but before his cries could subside, he felt a great force kicking his back. With a whoosh, his body uncontrollably flew towards the entrance of the hall. Everyone could hear a series of screams until a final cry of pain. Wu Hui watched the scene with a slight twitch in the corner of his mouth. Care, who came in with him, clapped and exclaimed, "Serves him right." Wu Kai also felt some self-blame. When he brought Wu Yong here, he had intended to remind him of the rules, but he forgot about it when he saw Wu Hui. Seeing Wu Qingling's move now, Wu Yong should be injured. Wu Kai quickly walked out of the martial arts hall and saw Wu Yong lying on the ground, covered in dirt and constantly rubbing his lower back. Wu Kai hurried over, helped Wu Yong up, checked him, and thankfully, Wu Qingling's move had some restraint and did not hurt his bones. Wu Yong's face was twitching in pain. He looked at the door of the martial arts hall with indignation and said, "I'll wait here to see how Wu Hui will be kicked out by the second elder." At this moment, while rubbing his lower back, Wu Yong was waiting to watch Wu Hui's misfortune. Wu Kai felt something was wrong and remembered Wu Zijuan's words. Suddenly, a bad idea came to his mind. Wu Yong, are you sure that Wu Hui has not reached the mysterious level? Wu Kai stared at Wu Yong with a changing expression. Wu Yong was staring at the door of the martial arts hall eagerly, but suddenly heard Wu Kai's question. Of course, Wu Hui is just a waste. Before the word waste could be spoken, a sharp killing intent suddenly came over him, making Wu Yong shiver all over. If anyone says that Wu Hui is a waste in the future, they will be accused of treason and expelled from the Wu family directly. A fluctuating voice sounded from nowhere. This chapter comes to an end. If you enjoy the works of Changfeng Book House, please follow, like, and bookmark. Your support is my motivation.